Hey, how you doing? I just want to speak for a moment about election 2016. Now, I know that it would be wonderful to simply stake a flag on lesser of two evils, leave it at that, wash your hands of the voting process, declare yourself an anarchist, or declare yourself a libertarian for whom Gary Johnson is insufficiently libertarian, and move on. In 2000, I thought this exact thing about Bush v. Gore. They were, of course, extraordinarily close. Neither one of them was going to deal a final blow to what is essentially a government run by big money. We call them corporations, but there are other manifestations of big money, whether it's long-term American family wealth, whether it's long-term social connections between people in the ruling class, whatever the case may be. It was obvious to me in Bush v. Gore that it was one and the same. Flash forward to the Iraq War, and you will quickly see that they are not one and the same. Despite the lack of a crushing blow that Gore would have dealt to any of the big money interests, he would not have invaded Iraq. Almost certainly that would not have happened. Maybe that enormous use of our resources could have been put to something more productive. In fact, that enormous use of our resources, the Iraq War, came after these enormous tax cuts that Bush enacted. Another multi-trillion-dollar giveaway. Now, you could say that was great. In fact, I remember distinctly I got an $800 check from those tax cuts, which enabled me to pay my rent that month. But absent that large check, I still would have been able to find a way to pay my rent that month. We could have used that money for any number of things. The most conservative thing we could have used it for, paying off an enormous portion of American debt, United States federal debt. We could have bought back any number of bonds, and we would have been in an enviable fiscal position. In other words, our accounts would have been flush. Bush v. Gore turned out to actually matter. Yes, was Gore going to be the great leader of a social justice, economic justice, environmental justice change in American history? Nope. Is Hillary Clinton going to be? Nope. Will she? Nope. Maybe this time? Nope. But we are dealing with two completely different ideas, agendas, presentations. One of them is actually fit to run what is the most powerful and wealthiest nation on the planet, with, let us remember, the largest military. Trump, by any standard whatsoever, is not qualified to come anywhere near the Oval Office. He may not even be stable enough for a tour of the White House. Hillary Clinton will almost certainly lead us to war. No doubt about it. How about a predictable war? Does that sound like I'm shooting too low? That's okay. We are here faced with a situation where Donald Trump could quite rightly mean the end of everything that America could be. The instability in that man will then be the instability in the executive branch, which means a nation of laws will no longer have a sane, constant lawkeeper at the top. Now, we all know that this system is broken. There's two things we can do. We can work to make it better. We can look at a broken system and say, this thing needs a lot of repair. Not a little repair. This system needs a lot of repair. That would be an intelligent craftsman's approach to fixing the city on a hill. Oh, look at this place. It's completely dilapidated. We need some real renovation in here. Why don't we come up with a plan for renovation that reflects where we are now while holding true to the foundation of this city on a hill? Nah. Let's go with the other option. Let's roll an entire basket of grenades into the center of the city, and after it's completely demolished, maybe some things are standing, maybe they're not, but won't that be fun to see the grenades go off? And then there'll be a lot of rubble, and haha, I showed you city on a hill that's collapsing. We're gonna want to choose the option that's not insane. I understand that American politics has gotten so far out of control that we kind of shrug our shoulders and go, how bad could it be? It could be really bad. It could be disastrous. It could be a living nightmare. That's how bad it could be. There's a second component to this. How dare we continue to be adolescents? To continue to expect us to have some president gonna go fix it for us. We sure did fall for that with the last guy, Mr. Hope and Change himself. Sure, he did a great job of managing the corporate state. Jobs, Dow Jones, all that stuff looking good. We know in our own lives, at our own kitchen tables, at our own jobs, in our own circle of friends and family, that things are very, very broken. No doubt about it. So maybe we vote for the same person and then continue to pay attention to politics besides this quadrennial, once every 4 years carnival show that makes an enormous amount of money for the media because it drives our eyeballs and our clicky fingers and they make advertising dollars. Let's grow up. Let's move out of our adolescence as a country and realize money is driving a lot of this. And in turn, if we really want to fix, it's a long-term repair project. Not a 20-year long-term, but can we stay focused for 5 years? Can we vote for the sane option, the continuation of what we have now, and then immediately on January 21st, the day after Hillary is inaugurated, then we build a third party. Then we take on all the big money. Then we take our 4 years until the next election to build an enormous, powerful grassroots, maybe even across ideological divides, maybe. And then we can build a new city on a hill that works for all of us.